Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
And hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner. 1 week after he reignited Spieth mania with a Saturday 61 at the TPC Scottsdale and the Waste Management Phoenix Open, Jordan Spieth at Pebble Beach struggled a bit in the third round of the AT&T until he arrived at his second shot at the par 4 16, 160 yards, punch 8-iron with a little mud on the ball, and he made it for an eagle 2. The Jordan we all know and love is back. The Jordan who can chunk a shot and then come right back and dunk a shot. He began this third round with a one-shot lead, did not play his best, 71, and he actually increases the lead by 1, but a number of guys chasing him, capable players. Cantlay, 11th in the world. Berger is 15th in the world, setting up for an exciting Sunday with Jordan Spieth trying to break a better than 3-year drought.
Went from like 2 back to 2 in the lead with within a 30-minute time period. That was certainly a change, and it just shows you how quickly things can change around this golf course. I mean, especially when the wind blows. So yeah, I mean, obviously you want to be in the position that I'm in. I'm also kind of kicking myself because I feel like, you know, I could have been 3 or 4 shots lower, make tomorrow a little different game plan. But overall, you want to be leading after 54 because you control your own destiny the next day. So just trying to progress each day.
3 years in between 54-hole leads, and you get them back-to-back weeks. How much more fun is this than what it's been like?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I mean, I like the anxiousness and the nerves that come with this. I mean, that's why I love the game. And you know, in golf, you know, the ball's in your hands, so you get to win or lose it, and you get to be the one that has the last shot. And you know, like I said, I control my own destiny tomorrow. But you know, on a golf course like this, where the front 9 gets downwind and you get a lot of birdie holes, you know, you expect someone to go 4, 5, 6 under on the front 9. So especially with how receptive the greens were after Thursday night's rain. So you know, just try and go out, set a goal for the day tomorrow. Try and set, you know, whatever that number is going to be. We'll talk about it tonight. Look at the conditions, find a realistic but a solid goal that we think we want to stick to, and that'll get the job done.
The second hole out of the week, was that just one of those perfect shots where you knew it was just be as good as you look?
Yeah, in the air it was. I think I'm kind of under my breath. I said, I'll be good. You know, I knew it couldn't be long. I knew it couldn't be short, and it was hooking to, you know, 8 feet right of the hole on a green that already goes that way. So as it was barely rolling, everyone's hands started to go up. So I just thought it was going to be really, really close, given how slow it was rolling, and it was clearly on the right line by the crowds, the volunteers' reaction behind. When it dropped, that's obviously a huge bonus. So it's very unusual to hole shots out. I think Michael told me after number 10 on Thursday, he said, you haven't holed, you know, any shots out in a while. I thought you were due this week, and then sure enough, we got a couple of them. So I'd love to have another if it's still in there, but it was definitely a bonus.
Yeah, and then next week, or last week rather, you mentioned desert, no real wind. You're throwing them up in the air. Tomorrow's going to be windy. How different of a test will tomorrow be versus last week?
Yeah, I really struggled with some of these shots on the back 9, taking spin off and trying to take extra club. Shots that I just haven't really had to hit in a while, and shots that require a different set of timing versus a driving range feel. So I'll learn from kind of those shots I had to hit today that I didn't need as much the first 2 days. Needed them a bit yesterday, but and really, you know, there's a couple mistakes I made under clubbing and spinning stuff off greens, and just taking more and chipping them, and just trusting that you know, a club that would be, you know, 30 yards over the green last week is actually next to the hole here. It's two, you know, totally different scenarios, and I made some mistakes today that I'll, you know, look to tomorrow to amend.
You described the shot on 16, but can you kind of convey the emotion, the exhilaration when you see it go in?
I mean, it's weird because it's so different from when there's crowds. Like even less emotion than, say, a 30-footer last week. You know, even though there was less of a crowd than we normally have, it's just different. It's cool. It's obviously cool, but it's so quiet after. And then, you know, I go, and then Boog comes over and he's like, great shot, and And then you're just like, yeah, I mean, you don't really mean it, but thanks, man. You know, that's what I said to him. He's like, no, man, it was a great shot. It's just kind of a weird situation that instead of you and your caddy in the crowd, it's kind of, you're just with your playing partners, and you just kind of, they say, nice shot, man, and then you just go get it out of the hole.
You're obviously zeroed in and trying to put up a good score and win the tournament, but do you sense at all how others view you as such an entertaining watch? I mean, because you were struggling, and you could see you were fighting yourself, and then you make this crazy grit shot.
I told Mikey walking up after I hold it to the green, I said, man, it's just, for whatever reason, it's never freaking easy. It's always, and I look to make it as boring as possible. I mean, that's the goal. And when you're coming out of a slump and you're trying to get things going and trying to trust things under pressure that you haven't felt in a while, it's very unlikely for it to be boring. So I don't expect a whole lot different tomorrow. I expect to have to grind it out, and hopefully, I just want a chance when I get on the 18th green,
One last thing. You mentioned the interaction with Daniel, and you guys are obviously good friends. You were chatting a lot today, and you have some history, obviously, the bunker shot, and then, I mean, what's it like to go against someone like that in this setting, and what will tomorrow be like because of that? It's
cool. We're the same age, and we've known each other, been playing against each other since we were 15. So, and there's a dozen of us in the same class out here on the PGA Tour. So, any chance to line up across from, and even Patrick Cantley's a year older, but we've been playing against each other since we were 15. So, it's really cool when you kind of know somebody and you know what they've gone through to get out here, how hard they've worked, and the success they've had, and you just kind of have mad respect for the work ethic that it takes and the talent and skill level that it takes with your peers, and to be able to be on a Sunday, dream come true scenario, have a chance to win a PGA Tour event. So I was glad Boog made the putt on the last hole. I think that secured him in the last group. I'm not positive. I kind of, it's fun. I want to play with him again and battle it out, and we had a good time today out there.
Thank you.
Jordan, one more. Just one thing that you learned from last week, they can maybe take to tomorrow, that in this kind of coming, kind of a little bit mini comeback.
I think a little bit of how much, and today I learned a lot from too, just how much of a roller coaster things can be. And this was something I had to learn in order to win. At the end of 2014, I went through this where you just have to look at each round as almost a marathon. These final rounds when you're in contention. Sometimes those first couple rounds you get in a nice groove pretty easily, and you're just trying to shoot up the board, and you need to set a goal in the final round, but understand that Daniel could go 5 under on the first 6 holes out here, and you just can't let that phase you, because things can change so quickly, especially on a golf course like this and the conditions that we have. So I think it's just kind of being massively patient, and I just wasn't patient enough last week. Tried to force a little bit early, and ended up not taking advantage of some easy holes that towards the end would have been really nice to have those couple shots. So yeah, I think quite a bit that I can take off of last week, but also from today and how quickly things changed.
Thanks, Jordan.
Off of last week, he shared the 54-hole lead with Xander Schauffele. He shot 1 over the final round and finished tied for 4th. So 0 for his last 3 with the 54-hole lead or share of the lead since the 2017 Open victory, which is his last win. Jordan is out with Nate Lashley and Tom Hoge in the final group at 1:40 Eastern Time. The golf world wishing and willing him to snap out of this better than 3-year funk. He is important to golf, great to watch. He plays on a high wire, and man, do they love him. Going to be quite a Sunday at Pebble Beach with Jordan Spieth beginning the final round, leading by 2.